Welcome back, everyone. Democrats have officially released the details of their next stimulus package. Let's discuss those details in this video. We're also going to have an update specifically tailored to those on Social Security benefits as well, so make sure to stick around for that. But before we do, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I'd also like to thank my sponsor, Webull. They've partnered with me to provide free stocks for my viewers, valued up to $1,800. It's completely free and takes 2 minutes. All you need to do is open an account using my link. The link is in the description of this video, just below the like button. Feel free to sell the stocks immediately to use the money if you'd like. Just make sure to fully open an account and then click on the green button that says Get Free Stocks. Okay, we have the official details of the next stimulus package, which was released by House Democrats. Now, I just want to note that the Senate will still have to approve this as well, and they do expect to have some amendments, meaning that this package could slightly change, but as of now, this is officially what's included. Of course, $1,400 stimulus checks to everyone who made $75,000 or less, and this does include those on Social Security benefits, even if you were not required to file taxes. Now, with that said, I've had a lot of people in the comments tell me they're on Social Security benefits. They were supposed to receive those first 2 stimulus checks, but they never did, so now they're concerned that they will not receive that third stimulus check either. Well, the best thing you can do here is file your taxes. That will ensure that you receive those first 2 stimulus checks retroactively, and it will also get your information on file with the IRS to make sure you get that third stimulus check as well. Because despite the fact that the IRS was supposed to get your information from the Social Security Administration, for some reason, some people slip through the cracks. So make sure you file your taxes if you never received those first 2 stimulus checks. Now, another note of good news is that this will include adult dependents. Of course, it will still include child dependents, but will now include adult dependents as well. And this will benefit a lot of people on Social Security benefits because a lot of people on benefits were claimed as a dependent last year and therefore were left out of a lot of the stimulus checks. And this will include all of those people. Now, if you were claimed as a dependent, this check will go directly to the person who claimed you. So if you want to get that money, you're going to have to make sure that that person gives it to you directly. And again, if in 2020 you were not claimed as a dependent, you should file your taxes now, so then the IRS will recognize that last year you were not a dependent and you will directly get that stimulus check to yourself. And again, individuals who made less than $75,000 and couples who made less than $150,000 will get the entire stimulus check, and that will be phased down to 0 as soon as you make $100,000 or $200,000 as a couple. Now, these phase-outs will happen a lot more quickly, so if you made over $75,000, you will be getting a smaller stimulus check than last time. And this stimulus check also excludes those who are illegal residents. So if you don't have a Social Security number, you will not be getting this stimulus check. Now, that being said, if you are married to someone who does not have a Social Security number, you will still get that stimulus check, and your children will still get that stimulus check as well. It will just exclude the illegal resident who does not have a Social Security number. Now, there is one exception. If you serve in the military or your spouse serves in the military and one of you are an illegal resident, you will both still get that stimulus check because one of you serve in the military. Now, one more thing I want to point out, this is a little bit morbid, but guys, I have to point it out, is if you had a spouse who passed away in 2020, they should still receive those stimulus checks from 2020, meaning those first 2 stimulus checks should be coming to you for that spouse, but you'll have to claim them on your taxes if you did not receive them yet. Now, as far as the third stimulus check, if you've had a spouse pass away in the first 2 months of this year, you should then still receive that third stimulus check for your spouse. However, if your spouse passed away in 2020, you will not receive the third stimulus check for your spouse, if that kind of makes sense. I know that's a little bit morbid, but it's really important to point out because it will help a lot of people to make sure they get that financial help. Now, this stimulus check will also have no garnishments. So if you owe child support or if you have any kind of situation where a bank or another individual is trying to garnish your wages, they cannot do that. This stimulus check will go directly to you and cannot be garnished. I also want to point out that this will be going off of your 2019 taxes unless you file your 2020 taxes before the IRS sends out these stimulus checks. That means that if you made less money in 2020, there's a good chance that you will qualify for a larger stimulus check, and you should file your taxes as soon as possible. Now, if you made more money in 2020, you might want to wait and not file your taxes until after the stimulus checks come out, because you could get a smaller stimulus check. Also, if you were claimed as a dependent in 2019, but were not claimed as a dependent for this year, 2020, then you should file your taxes sooner, so then the IRS will directly send that stimulus check to you and not to the person who claimed you as a dependent in 2019. I know that's a little bit confusing, but I hope that kind of makes sense. So that's the majority of news we have on the stimulus check as of yet. In regards to the unemployment boost, it is going to be $400 per week and be extended until the end of August, August 29th. Now, Joe Biden originally wanted to make this the end of September, but House Democrats only made it until the end of August, okay? And that is going to be $400 per week as of now. Of course, Democrats in the Senate could try and amend this and lower this, but as of now, we're hoping it stays at $400 per week. Now, that nutrition assistance, which was increased by 15% in food stamps, was going to be extended until the end of September as well. And more money will be included for housing aid, $19 billion to state and local governments to help renters pay their rents, and $10 billion to help homeowners pay their mortgage. Of course, it's also going to include that child tax credit, which we've talked about on this channel, which will be $3,600 for each child under 6 years old and $3,000 for each child under 18, and will be paid out in monthly payments for the rest of the year. So the way this will work is you will receive monthly payments from July until December, so that's 6 months of payments, and then when you file your taxes next year, you will then receive 6 months of back pay for the first half of the year, if that makes sense as well. So that is really good news. It's going to help a lot of families get out of poverty and a lot of families to put food on the table. But with that said, when do we expect this to be approved? Well, I've talked about this in detail on my videos, but Chuck Schumer even confirmed that he does expect this to be completely approved by March 14th, because that is when the unemployment boost expires, that current unemployment boost. Of course, they're trying to do this as quickly as possible, but the Senate will have this up for debate because remember, Democrats have such a slim majority in the Senate that there will be a lot of debate to be had, because even if one Democrat disagrees, they will have to continue to debate this until they get every single Democrat on board. Not only that, Republicans will try to amend this as well. Of course, they don't have the actual power to do so, but they still have the opportunity to propose their amendments, meaning that every proposal by Republicans will further slow down the next stimulus package. Of course, Republicans want to use this as a stage to put out their message, say what they support and what they don't support. Unfortunately, that ends up slowing down stimulus. And because of this, the most likely date for this to be approved is March 14th or March 15th. That's what we expect currently, and that's honestly pretty realistic. But even once that's approved, it takes 2 to 6 weeks to even begin seeing those payments, and that's if you're in that first wave of individuals who receive their payments. So if you're on direct deposit, expect your stimulus payments at the end of March or the beginning of April. If you get your checks mailed out, it's going to be a couple more weeks, probably the beginning of April to the middle of April. And of course, some people don't even receive their checks for a couple of months. But this weekend, House Democrats did release their official written bill, and this is exactly what's included. Of course, there are other things included, like money for state and local governments, but for the purpose of this video, I strictly wanted to stick to the unemployment boost and those stimulus checks as well. Again, we expect this by mid-March. Now, House Democrats are expected to fully approve this next week. It will then go to the Senate, at which point they're going to amend it. Okay, they're going to make some changes. They'll then approve it in the Senate. And once it's been changed, they then have to take those amendments and take it back to the House. And the House has to approve those changes as well. Once that's approved, it will go to Joe Biden. And then Joe Biden, of course, will fully approve it. Because this process is so cumbersome, it's going to take a few more weeks. But guys, stay strong out there. Help is coming soon. And one quick note, we still do not have any updates on that $200 per month stimulus for those on Social Security benefits. Now, we're hoping to get some updates on that soon. This is not going to be included in this current stimulus package, but we're hoping that somehow Joe Biden includes this in another bill later this year. But guys, I will keep you posted. Stay strong out there. And if you made it this far into my video, thank you so much for supporting my channel. I really appreciate your support, and I truly appreciate every single view. It's been a dream come true to come on here every single day and give you guys the updates that you need to get through this crisis. But guys, with that said, thanks again for watching. We'll see you next time, and have a great day.